What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with my Week 10 running back rankings. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. Start sits, trade advice, whatever. It's your fantasy football hotline in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button if you want to beat your friends and family in fantasy football. These are half-point PPR rankings. Going to kind of fly through these. Just did these in the video, did not record, so that was super fun. Recorded, but it didn't corrupted. So anyway, Christian McCaffrey, number 1. He plays Jacksonville. You're playing him. Ekeler, tough matchup for him against Detroit, but he catches the ball, so you don't really care. Same thing with Etienne. He's been utilized in the passing game, not to the same degree as Ekeler, but even in a tough matchup, you can still have confidence with him, and you're not going to bench a guy like Travis Etienne, who has an explosive ability he does. 4, Breece Hall, coming off a tough matchup, plays Vegas, so good matchup for him. There's going to be games like that with Breece Hall, where Zach Wilson's just so inept, the offense struggles that much, and they just all zero in on him. 6, Jonathan Taylor, a little bit worried about him, and them just selling out to stop the run with Gardner Minshew in New England, but I still think if that happens, he can make some hay through the passing game. 6, Alvin Kamara, speaking of a guy who catches a lot of balls, plays Minnesota, should be good, even though they have been pretty good on the ground recently. Derrick Henry plays Tampa. They've been really good against running backs, but I think he's going to get enough volume with a rookie quarterback, and they've looked much better with Will Levis in recent weeks. 8, Josh Jacobs, he plays the Jets, a guy I think he can volume his way to a top 10 day, even a tough matchup. 9, Kenneth Walker against Washington. Hasn't been what you hoped for recently, but I still think better days are ahead for Kenneth Walker. I think he's an explosive player. I think when he's right, he'll be good for fantasy. Bijan Robinson, he plays Arizona. I think he should get some more touches. The fumble certainly isn't going to help. The matchup is nice, though. I do think he's a very talented running back, so I think we're going to still play him. Tony Pollard plays the Giants. I think this is a great matchup for Pollard. I'd be very excited about him moving forward. And then we've got Joe Mixon against Houston. The utilization for him has been really good recently, and he's looked much better on the field. This is a good matchup, so I expect him to be really solid. 13, David Montgomery. He plays the Chargers. I expect if he's healthy, I expect him to be back in the role he's used in before. If not, a little bit more work for Jahmyr Gibbs, but still the goal line guy, which is the most important aspect of that offense. 14, Saquon. Barkley plays Dallas. I think this will be a tough one for Saquon with his defensive matchup and a backup QB. But like I said, should get some volume, but if there's 3-and-out drives, it's tough to get volume regardless. 15, Aaron Jones. He plays Pittsburgh. Looked like himself this last week, and Pittsburgh is a bad run defense. 16, Ramondre Stevenson. He plays Indy. Speaking of guys who looked like himself for like the last month, really, especially this last week, but looked much more like himself. That's why I was saying he was a buy low after the tough schedule. He plays Indy. You can roll him out there with confidence. James Cook. He plays Denver. I know it hasn't been what you wanted recently, but if he can't push off in this Denver matchup, he's probably not going to be great for this year. 18, James Conner. He plays Atlanta. I think he could be even higher in the rankings. Just want to see how much of a workload he gets. Is he 50% of snaps? Is he 80% of snaps coming back? That will be yet to be seen. I think he'll be closer to 50. Personally, just coming back from an injury, coming off IR. 19, Javonte Williams. He plays Buffalo. Javonte has looked much better from that knee injury in recent weeks, and this is a good matchup. Coming off a bye, should be rested. 20, Jahmyr Gibbs. He plays the Chargers. I don't expect him to go back to that role he was in before. I expect him to be, somewhere between 12 touches a game, maybe something like that, 12 to 14, hopefully. But that's probably what you can hope for right now. 21, Rachaad White. Guy's getting a ton of volume. Tennessee's been tough on the ground, but he impacts the game through the air as well. 22, Najee Harris been much better in recent weeks, and this is a good matchup, so I think you can play him as RB2 with buys. 23, Alexander Madison. Cam Akers went down. I said him to get more volume, even though this is a tough matchup. I think you can play him. Gus Edwards, really tough matchup for him against Cleveland, but I think the reason he got so few carries this last week was because of game script more than anything, and the team currently trusting him as their RB1. 25, Jaylen Warren. He plays Green Bay, and he's looked really good on the ground, through the air, just impacting the game. I think they're going to continue to utilize him moving forward. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.